big.
The only thing that could upset this is the veto. I know you think it's a good veto for Vicky, but it just scares me. Just the fact that each of these teams has only played an official once on either of these maps is absolutely nuts that we ended up on them. But we'll see. Can DMS provide the upset at a spot at the Dallas Finals on the line? The winner straight to LAN.
I actually think it's a really good veto. I'm going to say 2-0 big. There we go. Didn't even need that, but I'm going to add it in. Look at this aggression immediately. Not through middle, instead through lowers. That's a lot of info. At the same time, the kit and the flash on Jenny, she's got to be careful. And she gets everything and more. Jammy removed.
Flash 4. Pullux is tucked in lower, and Jenny R actually gets that kill as well. Pullux able to find hers eventually. Kitsune Shadow spotted. We'll get the kill. Oh my god, the P250 rains out death, but Zana will trade out. And it's left to Averona. 1 versus 3. Bomb is in short. That's the big issue here. And isolating any of these fights, well, maybe they'll give them to her over the top. Oh my god, Averona. We talk about her and the impact she can have. And how about that? Kicking off the series with a 1v3.
Oh dear. That is a big fumble, quite literally. Because you have everything. You have the setup. You've got the pushing towards lowers. You've got Jenny getting the info, then flashing for her teammates. The double setup. You get all the kills. You think, right, it's done. It's done. And Big think the round is over. And it's not. You cannot give chances to Averona. And even though it's within half a second of one another, you give over these 1v1s. Zana runs out of ammo. And for Averona, it's all too simple.
Oh, that's beautiful to watch.
Depends who you're a fan of.
Well, I think if you're a fan of Counter-Strike, any sort of crazy 1v3 in a pistol round is always exciting, especially the different angles she had to deal with. Players coming from all sorts, like that's nutty crosshair management to be, like there are not normal angles that she's looking at, the verticality of those peaks. 1v3, so good, it broke the server.
Yeah, the target selection was key there for Averona. It's one of those where you're big, you think, okay, just you let it go. You had that for a moment, you throw it away. It looks like we've got a disconnect. Sign up with Hanker's PC, so we're going to get her back in and then we're going to sort things out. But it's actually probably a really good time for the tech pause to come in, if anything, because it lets you just reset immediately. You're not going to force now. If you're big, you got CT economy. I definitely wouldn't go for the force buy here. It's quite common on Dust2 to maybe bring out a scout. We saw yesterday for Eco Warriors how effective maybe 1 or 2 weapons can be. Although I think big are a lot more measured. I think they prefer just making sure that Zana's got the AWP, for example.
Yeah, that probably seems more likely. So these first 2 maps, DMS, as I've said like 4 times, have played each one once. Same with Big Keeper. Big Hero might have played Dust2 twice, but DMS played both of these maps once and lost both of them. Both of them to CST Newsletters.
Yep.
Like that's crazy. I don't know. That's just wild.
It's an interesting pick for sure for DMS, but the reason why I kind of like it is because you've got Kitsune, who can pop off. Averona, we just seen, can destroy. And Sosha's in very good form. And for the core of DMS, when you think about Dreamcatcher, you think about K27, really good map for them. So I like the rationale here for DMS, and also, you're right, they've only played against one opponent, so the tape is going to be very limited for Bigger Keeper. There is that eco, speaking of limited resources, 3 players scaling in towards short. Doubt the USPs are going to achieve anything, but let's have a little look.
It's such a shame that pistol for Bigger Keeper, because it actually was such a cool way they played it, getting the V control earlier. Jenny R getting the info, falling back. Like, everything was perfect until the close.
Yeah, the thing what sucks... I was going to say, the thing what sucks about that is the fact that you've obviously game planned that. It feels really good. You're getting all the kills. It's like, yes! Everything is working. Let's go kill Averona. Oh, wait. We didn't.
Alright, let's put that Mac 10 to work. We have 4 rifles, so DMS playing the long game here, and the Mac 10 won't get any kills, I don't think. It will be Sosya and Averona cleaning up. A few too many bullets fired there, but it's all good. 2-0 start. EQUIPA will invest now. And the lack of head armor and 3 players could be a problem here, given you only have 1 AK on the T side. Just keep that in the back of your head.
I was just staring at Zana's economy because she had exactly enough money for an AWP and nothing else, but has decided to go conservative.
Really that player, is she?
I know she's not, but I thought that could be a surprise. Instead, it's going to be this fight for long. Hanka, Paulie, Ulis, full blind, and, well, it works out perfectly. They find 2 kills and they back off.
Yeah, great flashbangs coming through. Successful long take. That was even with the corner smoke down for the T's to allow them to fight on their own terms. Ulis and Jamie fall early, and it's left to the other 3 now to try and pick up the pieces. Verona just confirms that no one has pushed into B halls, so that'll keep big players rooted over at B as they don't know if that hit's coming. Still dealing with 2 players on side and 1 out long. Sosya smoked off as well.
Nice.
Just try
nice
and commit.
Setup. Yeah, it's a good setup here because you've got Zana taking the contact. Oh, although not being prepared for it, but you still got Hanka tucked in Goose.
Yeah, not expecting them just to walk out the smoke. Sosya will get dinked down. Hanka can now swing out, gets hers. And then we'll look for the timing, but Kitsune and Sosya are both found to kill a piece. Now, Sosya is low from the early dink. Bomb to be planted safely, so there's no jump up. They know that Long is under threat because Paulie is out there. Sosya's escaped into short. Bomb not quite planted for her, but sort of is. But Kitsune, oh, we're going to say she has to do the lion's share of the work, and she'll be put down immediately. No kills found in the post part. Big keeper, get on the board.
And what's nice about this retaker as well, so I just want to touch on that might be relevant a bit later down the line, is notice how much utility they've got but didn't deploy. Big keeper, they don't rush things here on this retake. They group together. Jenny just pops a flash over the top by short to prevent players peeking in from short, but also if someone is just looking to move back, there's also a really nice flash to offset them. But once you get the confirmation of where these players are, if you need to use the utility, you can. And it doesn't sort of gatekeep you. And I think a lot of teams this season have got better at it, but it is still a little bit of a common mistake sometimes where you have utility, you think, oh, I have to use this piece of utility right here, right now. They don't. They take their time. It's Kitsune with the AWP, timing shot. It goes in between the wickets, between Paulie and Zana.
Now, Kitsune is a player that will prioritize that AWP as much as possible. Like, she'll be getting that without armor all the time. This time, just with body armor. Hanka's ahead of those flames. Flashbang. She's feeling a little stuck here at the moment. So, oh yeah, can't get away. Kitsune will find that kill. An opener given over to DMS. It's a tough position to go for that peak without a follow-up flash. But good re-aggression into B. They'll remove Sosya and now they keep it in the 4-on-4.
And this is really aggressive in towards short as well. Look at Paulie and Zana just playing this double up, dropping flames, making you think, oh, there's maybe just max 1 player here. I wouldn't peek this, and that's why Big are just taking their time. There's 1 flashbang that Averona could potentially set up, or Ulis, to get on this line 4 players. But time is ticking. DMS need to make a move, or Big will just take it right to them. Flashbang 2 delayed. Zana around the corner on Ulis.
Yeah, nice freebie. They do have space into B right now. Pollux is playing incredibly passive and doesn't fire up the shot, moves off the angle. Jenny, actually re-aggresses into it, and Pollux now uses that distraction. Swing out from window. Averona can't quite transfer down. The 3 stay alive for Big EQUIPA. They hold on. After losing that player in short, decide to go into B, and there was potentially a window in, but Big EQUIPA closed the door and even the score.
Really nice setup in throughout that entire round between Pollux and Jenny are double pushing in towards upper tunnels, falling back. Pollux then gets that bait and switch, as you mentioned, with Jenny. And both of them have got designated responsibilities. And I'll be honest with you, when Pollux first joined this team, I raised my eyebrows. There was a lot of question marks I had, and I'm really happy to say that so far I've been proven wrong. And what I've really enjoyed is the amount of micro she's clearly doing with players on her bomb site. And I feel like Jenny sometimes needs this micromanagement. I feel like Paulie sometimes would benefit from this micromanagement as well. Then you got the experienced heads of Azana and Hanker. I think the balance in this team is just right.
Yeah, and I mean, the reason the question marks were there, right, is Pullix just doesn't have a great deal of IGLing experience, right? Like, she's played under some good IGLs, but she's been through a few different roles in different squads over time. I mean, the second team that she's kind of headed. And Sana, careful. Okay, Avarun Deagle will find a kill. This is a bomb to be planted. Unfortunately, that orb, I don't think you can recover it. Jammy going down. Paulie will move back around, and Avarun has hit another headshot. How much damage can they do? Already feels like a lot, and the CT's out of position. Just going to reroute long. They want to avoid this stack in short that DMS were hoping for. They wanted to overwhelm. Time is ticking now. Halfway down, Avarona still firing off shots, and I don't know if there's going to be enough time.
There isn't.
This decision to go long, it's going to cost them. The Glocks overwhelm, and off the back of the Avarona Desert Eagle, DMS steal away around.
Yeah, really well played from Avarona. Really simple for DMS as well. You just scale up towards short. You all swing in tandem. You feel like Zana, that this is now 2 times that Zana's been caught underprepared for players swinging in towards short because it's not telegraphed. It's just pure contact. The EQUIPA normally always have these players in towards short. This time had no one. Paulie's been given everything out long to do by herself. And there was this double up in towards middle because you had Hanker in CT. So DMS, they put pressure in towards mid, faked out the mid to B, then go straight in towards short. You feel like Zana should have at least got one of those, and in fact, she came up short.
Yeah, obviously, the AWP against the pistols doesn't always feel the best when they're overwhelming you like that. Yeah, she felt a bit too committed considering she didn't have rifle support. Maybe too much confidence. Oh, dear. Taken down by Celestia. Now the pressure's on. Scaling short fast. Pullix has to drop... Oh, sorry, Hanker has to drop down. So much time left on the clock. DMS have a lot of options.
They do, and what I really like here is the fact that they've frozen. So you've got Jammy holding long doors. Paulie's been getting the best of all these long encounters, and you might start to think, oh, maybe she's going to push at some stage. You see that Jammy's now pulled out a molly, considering just mollying up close long. The short fight has always gone DMS's way. Hanker's now repositioned back on towards short. This molly's going to upset Paulie. But Jammy's not actually committing to this fight.
Just wanting to put the pressure on so that there's a distraction for short. Avarona pre-fires Hanker's position. Dirty way to find that opening, and now looking for the fight onto Jenny, who's forced back. Damage exchanged. But no ground for the CTs. The bomb planted, and without short control, Jenny will have a poke, but not given a head. They have to save these weapons.
Yeah, look at this. This is DMS winning 4 rounds to 2, by the way, with Jammy and Ulis not finding kills because Avarona has just been so ridiculously online. Hanker's been silenced. Zana's been countered. This round, you got the lower tunnels push, and I feel like Zana is just trying to hold her peak after the flashbang, but her shoulder's just poking out just a little bit. So that's an easy kill. And what I really am enjoying from DMS is how quickly they're taking the short space after taking the contact, whether it is on Hank or whether it is on Zana. If they're finding the kill or not, they're consistently probing, and it makes it really difficult for Big to go hunting on extremities. And that's why you see Jammy recoiled. That's why you see Sosha playing really deep in towards B tunnels, because that is the only reaction currently Big have shown that they can go for, and it's the only reaction really they can make. You can't really contest from mid doors. You can't really contest from short. So it's interesting because DMS have got bigger keeper exactly where they want them, not only in terms of position, but now with the finances.
Short has been a big problem for Big. Gonna try and crunch though, and this is a great call at the moment, given there's so many T's here, but it's a little separated. Sausage ready for that follow-up swing. And Purox dealt with as well. Unfortunately, the B players just get there a little too late. Hanker drops the bomb, but there's a player up top mid. Firing off the shot, Hanker. Under pressure. Clutch denied. Kitsuna from above will remove her. That was an investment to pull that one off, and while the call looked good, they couldn't quite win the fights.
I think the pressure's getting to some of them, to be honest, Lucy. Hanker in particular, and Zana. Players that you wouldn't expect it from. I guess Hanker's never been in this position before, having to play the decider games.
It's been a lot of pressure games, though. A lot of grand finals that have been very stressful. Playing around the smokes. Gonna walk through this. Verona playing anti will see Hanker walking through. So pistols that try and sneak out. Don't get a lot done. Verona with her little spabs. She is so good. Welcome, Jamie. And welcome a 6-2 start for DMS.
You got to make these gun rounds count now. If you're big, you got to rectify this and make this a 6-6 half. Because otherwise you start to think, what could have been if we won the pistol? What could have been if we didn't lose a 1v3? Zana will get a consolation kill on the way out. That adds a little bit in the piggy bank to fund this future AWP. But you can't let that one round define your map if you're big. Because if DMS just start running away with this half, they're in danger.
Yeah, already. Oh! Kitsuna, what are you doing? They're loaded, so it's not the biggest deal, but... Uh-oh.
Who does she knife?
She knifes Celestia.
Okay. This is a good break point for a pause here from the big EQUIPA coach as well. And I think if you're the coach in this situation for big, that you've pressured lower tunnels, I'd go back to fighting long. See if DMS give you anything there. I'd put Zana in towards short or on the AWP. Wouldn't get a peek in lower. Maybe having a little gander in towards top middle early before that lower tunnels pressure can come. But the fight that went so brilliantly for big was the one out long. The difficulty you got is obviously because the Dust2 spawns are really unpredictable. They might just go B.
Zana looks for that peek. Won't be given it. Sooner anticipates to see if she'd push further forward, but no, Zana will repulse over towards A. Long control has been taken by the CTs, and they're actually sticking 2 players there, so they may be anticipating DMS will want to re-establish that control. Instead, it's into mid that Kitsuna looks to roam. Or, in her hands, Jenny R removed.
And now you go back to short. You can drop mid to B. In fact, you might just want to commit into it because you found the space in towards this side of the map. Zana's mollied off. You've got 3 players just isolated. Hanker's taken another tick in the molly. So that's all audio, but she just pushes through anyway. The issue you've got is that B's been overwhelmed, and Pullux has now seen a lot of players walking up towards this B site. Hanker needs this kill onto Ulis. The bomb's still dropped outside tunnels. It means that Big can rotate over.
Yeah, but a 3-on-4, even if the bomb's not down, Zana takes a peek through. That smoke is a little too deep. Will be a re-smoke that lands.
Look at this timing here for Paulie.
Okay. She's won out that fight against Kitsuna. Cops the leg. Both her and Hanker are low. Feeling desperate for the rounds. You just don't have the utility. Now smoke lands. Paulie can blow that open. In fact, throws a lurk smoke of her own to enable space to scale. Does seem like they want to give this a go. The tapping comes through. Paulie, lucky to avoid all of these, will come up and over and somehow wins that fight. She gets another. The turnaround from Ulyss. The swing out with the pistol, and Ulyss with 2 HP will clutch it out despite Paulie's best efforts.
Oh, that's such a shame because Paulie, you feel like she's in the Matrix. She's dodging every single bullet. You take a look at that retake on paper. 3 versus 3. Yes, Big EQUIPA are all there, but all the util is on Paulie in tunnels. You would be begging for a flashbang on Zana or Hanka. Instead, it's Paulie getting rid of 2 kills. Ulyss running out of ammo, having to swap to the Glock, and both pistols are drawn because Zana last alive on the AWP. And it's Jenny this time with a scout through the doors. But it's still the same outcome.
Paulie would have had that kill too if she just had like 2 more bullets in the chamber.
Or 2 more HP.
Deary me. You know, as crazy as this pick felt for DMS, it might just have caught Big off guard a little. I think they probably game planned for maybe a different map. Maybe it was the Ancient. That's why they let it go to the Decider rather than Anubis. Because they've got a good read, as you say, on the way that DMS approach it.
Oh, timing.
As she comes around, sees the flash play through. Against the half fire, looks like DMS will quickly clean up house. Ulyss has really started to come alive as well off the back of that 1v2. She's consistently adding up her kill total. 8-2 DMS. Putting on a masterclass on this T side.
Well, to be honest with you, look, Big EQUIPA have tried some different variations. We've spoken about lower, we've spoken about the double up in towards short. We've not really seen a push up top middle. We've not seen them actually just allowing DMS to have the space and playing passively in towards the site. I remember that Zana Hanka double up that did work, but challenging Kitsuna feels like a complete waste of time at this point because this is now 3 rounds in a row. She's found the opening kill, and DMS have even dropped a molly in towards top middle because they're anticipating these variations. Because what else can you do? You've pushed tunnels before. You've pushed long before. Sostia now needs to be ready for it because they see nothing in towards mid, and of course she's prepared. This is why the CT side can feel so suffocating. There's not a lot you can do.
Yeah, Zana's really being punished.
I just think if you're investing so much into the AWP every round, why risk it on a roll of the dice peak?
Feeling desperate for Big. Walk out long doors. Jamie was holding for it. Hanka will slide in, and she's an unknown element. She might be able to catch off Jamie, but I mean, how do you even recover this round at this point? You are getting the rotations here, so Jenny R will arrive at a reasonable time. Same with Pullux. The Incendiary doing a little bit of damage. Hanka needs to be ready for this. Spots the cross. Big kill for Hanka. Now she can come back and support her site players. The bomb's being planted. Jenny R looking to scale up, but Kitsuna removes Pullux straight through the edge of the wall. Hanka's known. A swing out. She doesn't want a piece of it. Wants to hold on to this. Jenny R can maybe grab that AWP in middle so that you've still got that into the next round, but this is now going to be a 9-2 scoreline, Brandon.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're just playing really well, DMS, because they're moving so much as a pack. You still got these extremity players that are playing solo, but you've got the trio of Averona, Kitsuna, and Ulyss just operating in a very wide net wherever they want to go. I've really enjoyed seeing Kitsuna peeking towards mid doors, take that space away from Big, and then having that option. Do we go in towards mid speed? Do we go in towards short? And there's so much guesswork that the CTs have to try and do. And even in this round previous, the fact that Sosha can come back and have a look in towards lower tunnels because you don't see anything in towards short. You don't see anything again in towards top mid after Kitsuna finds that opening kill. It's so systematic here for DMS. It's been an incredibly good T side.
Zana just holding passive and short this round. Not wanting to give up that advantage early. Double setup long, so Big will get the control. Do you feel like this inevitably, like many of DMS's rounds, heads back towards short?
I think mid to B is pretty solid here. I think obviously, yeah, you take the short control. That's the next step of the default. You know what D2 is like? It's monotonous. It's routine. It's the same pieces doing the same things. That molly goes in towards closed doors. This molly goes deep to push players back, such as Hanka, who gets tagged by another Molotov. But she at least finds all the kills. That's a difference. That's a change in the guard. Big finally getting openers.
A fire starter from Hanka. Sostya trying to pick it back up. Kitsuna will remove one. Sostya catches off Pullux in a crazy timing. Now there is still Jenny R. She's in a powerful position. Yeah, Sostya has no idea. So Kitsuna in a 1v3. 30 seconds left. Zana is close by. There's a chance Kitsuna could maybe catch her off, and that spray will do it. Dust2 the second can't quite get the kill. So at the tail end, Big EQUIPA find their third.
2 a.m. in the morning, and your anxiety's calling. You lay in your bed, but it feels like you're falling. Do you recognize that feeling? The demons under your ceiling, when everything hurts and nothing is healing. Yeah, I don't even wanna be awake, cause every second that I live is like a wasting. Can you help me start a replace all the memories that stand in my ways? You know what I really hate the most is that happens to me is like a ghost. It's so far away. I only wanna be okay. Tell me, why should I stay away? If only dreaming can erase the pain. Tell me, why should I waste another minute staying in this critical phase? I'm just praying for some better days. I'm just praying for some better days. I'm just praying for some better days. Some better days. Some better days. I'm just praying for some better days. It's too late in the evening. I should probably get some sleep, but I just can't seem to set my mind at ease. I can find an escape. There are many doors I would take, but I can't make one of them become a way. So I'm drowning myself in the media, cause I don't wanna face what I'm feeling yet. I am scared of fighting this alone. I've tried to turn on the light, but my demons know how to hide. Lately there is just no end in sight. Tell me, why should I stay away? If only dreaming can erase the pain. Tell me, why should I waste another minute staying in this critical phase? I'm just praying for some better days. I'm just praying for some better days. I'm just praying for some better days. Some better days. Some better days. I'm just praying for some better days.
Still see your things in my apartment. Remind me of places where your heart went. Traces of your life got me thinking maybe you and me, but that's just how it started. Warring things and problems that I don't need. Your toothpaste, your cigarettes and heartbeat. Taught me to whisper when I'm sleeping, saying you love me, but that was just a daydream.
A devastating first half of Counter-Strike here for Big EQUIPA. DMS inflict 9 rounds on their T side, and we've already seen them fumble one pistol. It can't happen twice.
Yeah, it's not like that pistol was what ended up costing the half anyway. So many gun rounds didn't go their way. This pistol might, but Kitsuna had other ideas, taking down Averona. We know what she can do with the pistols, but she'll be circumvented. They're scaling straight up short. Ulis. Oh, the timing. Oh, that really is unfortunate. Zana comes around the corner, hits the PT-50 headshot, and she'll spot out 2 at long. A lot of info if she can get back around that corner safely. Big have a good post plant.
They got to fight. They got to fight short. They got to take space. And now you see Sosha. Is she ready for the second player? No, but the dual Berettas just still ring out, and Zana's been lost in the meanwhile. They can't get by the dual Berettas, and Big get pincered once more.
Another pistol falling to the wayside, despite getting into a reasonably good position there after the early scare. I think with Sostia getting the double, I mean, what else can you do? That round hinged on Big being able to get into short. Even though there was a kit in play, would have been a powerful position to be in. Sana feels like she has to peek out at that point that they're losing players in short, and she goes down too. And you have to buy into this. You've got the bomb down. You've got that extra cash. It's your only option. You need a breakthrough. Big EQUIPA. This is the round that decides the map.
Oh, the mentality, to be honest, is let's just be competitive at this point. 10-3, you don't want to get blown out on map 1. Remember, you're heading into train as well. It is your map pick, but it is still a little bit unorthodox. I still think it's a good choice, but getting destroyed on D2 wouldn't feel favorable. Counter smoke dropped in. Big have to go through 2 sets of util. Sosha tucked in towards the corner. That second alcove is beneficial to her, but trades are immediate, both from Paulie and Hanker. And whilst there is a quick flank from Kitsuna, the bomb is down.
Yeah, smokes are still up too, so yeah, she has to wait. So this kind of helps out the T side. Hanker's Tech 9 is one to be feared, one of the best in the game. Sana's got the rifle in the post plant. Now there is a kit, there's smoke, there's an incendiary. Oh, and in fact, the smoke goes there to kind of veil Kitsuna, so she'll just walk out of that at the right timing. Flash comes over. Jamie looking to scale, but it's a difficult crossfire to get through. She'll be shot in the back at the head. Hanker finds hers. Kitsuna, element of surprise, but too many targets at that stage. So the necessary force buy is converted.
Yeah, good work. I like the fact that they don't shy away from going for that B pop. They always have that intention in mind. Even though there's that second smoke that comes in from the CTs, they go, do you know what? Screw it, because we're not going to be affected by an incendiary. And in worst case, it's a CT incendiary anyway. Good scaling on that right-hand side of site. It allows more players to fan out over B and promotes these good trading opportunities. There's a lot of players running back the similar scenes that we saw from Force Buys for Big. Immediately, DMS have got all of B.
Yeah, but look at Pullix. She's just taking this into her own hands. She's taking A. I like that. You've got the Mac 10. You know you're up against a force buy. Why not just scale quickly? And if you see nothing long, keep going. As soon as you got the bomb site and the bomb down for DMS, that they basically kind of just want to save now and give it another shot to the next.
Absolutely. The reason for doing that is because they're on double stage loss anyway. Maybe you can get rid of an AK, but you're going to be feeling hard pressed into that, especially considering you invested a few M4s into the round previously, like Hanker, Zana, wielding the benefits of what the Tech 9 spoils got in the previous. So they're hunting for exits. The issue is that you can just save in pit. You don't need to go anywhere if you're big.
Yeah, it's crazy. You just can't get exit kills on Dust2, like on either side. There's just safe places for the Ts.
Oh, there might be one here.
Okay, yeah. But Pullix wants kills. She wants to find a fight. And she's actually okay even if she does go down. She's Mac 10 kills? She will go down. But still, that's an AK. You get rid of the Mac 10. That's fine. She might even be given that FAMAS. You probably want the AK in Hanker's hands. Yep.
I'd treat the FAMAS like a Mac 10. I'd do exactly the same round again.
All right.
Because DMS might be thinking deja vu because they didn't see... Beekeeper didn't see any of DMS in towards lower.
Hanker's got the spawn. In fact, she doesn't buy the AK. She goes for the Mac 10 and Brandon. Spot on goal.
Makes sense.
Same thing again.
This is cool because, look, you still don't have to commit into this because the scaling from Pullix was a little bit faster. Here you got the smoke. Hanker's now seen the flash and they're just going to take the fight. That's a lot of damage. Jammy has been put down by Averona, but Ulish chimes in with one more, and that's the bomb now dropped in no man's land. They all swing together, and Big EQUIPA get overwhelmed completely. And I thought they were just faking out the long play. I thought they were faking it out completely, and they just walked straight into it.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, they feel like they've got all the space, right? And they feel like they can just scale up. Hanka gets to long corner, and she's like, I've not seen anything yet. And as she's dropping that smoke, the flashbangs come, and it's not just the first one, it's the follow through as they try and readjust. They get absolutely destroyed. Can't see a thing. The decision to keep their weaponry over ends up netting them success. Now Kitsuna's getting aggressive. Deep smoke top mid to allow that peek. Sees nothing.
They just know. Look at the gamble.
Chilling.
Look at the gamble from DMS. Because look, this is what worked last time. For Big EQUIPA, barreling through tunnels. There's 3 players here to greet them in sight, and Sosha is still alive, finding 3 kills. And whilst they have burst through the initial defense, you've got Kitsuna still here with an AWP. There are smokes, there are nades, and there's a player advantage for DMS. And of course they're going to go for this. They're 11-5 up.
Good news, the big, is that A, they avoided those. Oh no, bad news now. It's on the Zana. Doesn't have to worry about tunnels. That's what I was going to say. They're all coming out through doors. First is hers, looking for the second. She'll convert it. Zana looking for that big impact round, and she might just get it. A lifeline given over by Zana. A quad kill in the round and 6 on the board.
Huge. Absolutely huge from Zana. Plays it perfectly, especially in the situation that she was being given over as well. Kitsuna's even swapped to an AK. It's a pixel that she spots through the box, and then the wide swing as well. The ultimate counter forces the first 30 seconds. A repurchase. Averona dropping over the AWP.
Jamie, give that M4 to Averona, please.
Or Sosha.
Okay, she gets treated with an MP9. We're getting those signs of life. We're getting those big moments finally. Hanka had that 3K in that first half to give them that final round. Zana steps up here. Might be enough to get something going for this T side. A win into this round. Reset the CTs. Kitsuna boost behind the smoke. She sees the utility getting thrown, so knows the player's hanging back there. But again, look at Jenny R. She's already in. And she spotted the player. All the space is theirs. I think that smoke that was thrown in middle, they realize there's a lot of players committed in mid. We can take this long control.
This is bonkers. The way that Big are operating in long is bonkers. Great nade onto Jammy. Another resmoke in towards short. Long control also confirmed here by Big. And yes, there's a lot of time left on the clock. But the only one with a kit is your AWP that you've invested a lot into. Do you want to go for this? I don't think so. You've got plenty of rounds to play with.
Yeah, I like that we're seeing now 2 rounds where DMS have taken the correct approach. Even if it's, you know, you feel like in a 5-on-4, you've got a chance, you've got kit, you've got good weapons, but they know that their finances aren't there. It's really good to see that. Oh, nice shot from Hanka. Because I think this is something that when we were talking to Imperial at the start of the season that Zaz was talking about, right?
Yeah.
Brought up a couple of times that some of these teams do lack a bit of that experience when it comes to situations like this, and it can have serious ramifications and cost you a game. So when you're 11-7 up, taking that conservative approach, keeping the finances in a good place, it's good stuff from DMS.
It's good game management. The fact that you can keep the AWP on Kitsuna and still be a threat. The fact that you have got a couple of MP9s in, but that's okay. The fact that you can have Jammy and Ulis on this AWP, because you'd be buying anyway, because you are on second stage loss. Kitsuna has seen one. And that's going to promote the SMG to go forward. And Hanka's got no idea, but Paulie's holding. This is so awkward. The swing comes round. Sosha will get at least the trade on Hanka, but Kitsuna still remains in lower.
Oh, she's going to fall back. I'm surprised she does. She might have had a freebie there. I think Averona's sound cue was given over when she took a step there. So Paulie was holding that line. A burst onto B would be a good call at the moment. Sostia, the only defender, but Kitsuna makes her way over. And the MP9 not cleared, but only good for one. And the AWP remove Pullux with 2 big kills to bring into B. And the 3-on-2, bomb to be planted. Jamie and Ulis are not in a good position to retake.
Yeah, you're just looking for the AWP, I think, if you're Jammy. See if you can get rid of it. Bring it forward into towards the next. Although being ahead of this molly makes you feel like you potentially can go for this. No kits, it is the danger. Maybe there is one for them in sight, but instead, again, recoiling. Ulis going to be left to potentially get some exits. It won't matter too much now in the grand scheme of things for Big EQUIPA. Remember, they can all save in at car. Zana. We'll have our AWP dropped, but it can be scooped up immediately after this bomb's exploded.
I suppose Pullux doesn't just grab it there. I guess she's worried about the swing coming through. The AWP went flying. Oh no. Well,
That's
she can
okay.
reinvest it. All right, Brandon. That was a big round to bring back, considering it looked like DMS had a great position. I think if Kitsuna had just stayed there,
Yeah.
that would have been their round.
They just didn't have any info on top mid, unfortunately, and the player short wasn't being aggro when you feel like you could have got away with that because Kitsuna was in towards lower. And I felt that was the consideration. You didn't know whether players would be pushing Kitsuna aggressively. She would be caught off guard with the AWP. Instead, here's aggression. Jammy, gets a kill and a dink, and that sets up Ulis, but Paulie and Pullux, they pack quite a punch. 3 versus 2, and now the only guns remaining are 5-7s.
The double Ps have actually had some big impact rounds in the last few. From a 9-2 scoreline, we are about to be sitting with just a 2-round deficit. So T-sides have really been the name of the game. Big have found themselves in this map when all looked lost.
It's interesting, right? Because we had, for DMS, we had moments. We had Averona's 1v3. We had Kitsuna finding these openings pretty consistently. For Big EQUIPA in the second half, we've had Hanker pulling off the unthinkable. We've had Pullux double entering over towards B site. We had Zana 1v3 for herself. Important moments which define matches. And now this is where the experience contrast will start to play in, because for DMS, they've not been in this position before. And now the grip you had on both hands, stable footing on Dust2, is now starting to slip a little bit. You're starting to feel a little bit uncertain. What is the call that Jammy makes to get them out of the hole? Because for Big, it's been A, B, A, B, A, B.
Only looking long. Smoke will land, so she can't see a thing. Ulis will get this control.
This is clever. They're faking out B right now. They're trying to get the rotates, because DMS have been very proactive in their rotates. And now Big are going to fake and go back to A. The thing is, because no one's committed with the smokes, that's going to be a very obvious tell.
Yeah, the question is, is it going to be like a double pump? That's what DMS have to be worried about? Ulis, cheeky off angle, removes Paulie. Can't get the second though. Hanker, great trade. Kitsuna now on the line. Flashbang comes forward, doesn't affect her. She is the only defender over this side of the map.
Yeah, you've got Jenny playing the lurk, but you'd love her to be on an AK, so she's on a Mac 10. So Kitsuna's now repositioned. Jenny's going to get killed in a sec, or maybe not. She could just run in towards CT and flash back in towards the double doors, and also all of Big come back and bail her out. What a reposition. At a moment's notice, they completely change the dynamic, and they catch DMS with their pants down on the rotate.
Oh, that's really cool. This is a good back and forth from Big EQUIPA. DMS, they're just going to save the AWP. Double digits for Big.
That's really cool. What a call to make, by the way, in that mid-round. Because Jenny would have heard 2 lowers. They didn't commit immediately in towards long off the back of that. You got a decision to make. Do you want to go into the Kitsuna AWP? Do you potentially want to give her chances? Or do you come back? Do you take the space that Jenny's just gained after killing off Averona? It's so sensible. And you got time on the clock to do it. Pressure make diamonds. A Big EQUIPA are shining. 1 round away from tying up this scoreline. from a position that felt improbable.
Kitsuna even hold on.
I don't think she will.
Getting hounded. Zana swinging around. Zana barely even on her screen. So no AWP. We're going to be 11-11. This has got to be a half by at most. Ulis will keep money for that AWP into the next round.
Look at the team effort as well from Big. Look at everyone now chiming in. It's Hanker again with a double kill. It's Jenny's positioning in this round that makes it.
Hanker gets the 3-piece in that round, but I think it's Jenny that wins it. Getting Aperuna, and then she can just scale into mid, drop the flash behind her. Everyone is so focused on Jenny at that moment. It's easy pickings for Hanker, who stops the Mach 10 now to try and get some pace out long, and, well, we'll see if they can find success there again.
Yeah, it's going to be the same deal again, isn't it? Just take the space out long, see what you can try and find. Hanker and Zana were looking really rough around the edges in that first half. But they've re-inspired Big EQUIPA. They don't want to get undone by rounds like this, though, because it has happened. Remember that long hit? Remember that one flashbang completely ruining Big EQUIPA? Same style of setup from DMS. Pushing towards lower, pushing towards short. The crunch on middle, but no one's home. It's Hanker yet again scaling. And pace is the name of the game here for Big.
1 minute 35, and she is on the bomb site and just hides. Okay, everyone's going to drop, so maybe Hanker's position won't be so powerful. And where's that flash play coming? Here it goes, and it's a good flash. It's a really good flash, and Averone is 5-7, chimes in for 2. Hanker, oh, it's a drawn-out engagement. Should be brought low.
6 bullets.
A reload allowed. Zana has one locked in. Now, there is one further flash on Soshia's back that can be thrown over to cause destruction. But if you give the opportunity, Zana will just go hunting. Crosshair. Searching. The sniper's scope. Can't see a thing. I think she knows Ulis is there. She's convinced.
No, she saw her. And this is why you don't want to smoke long off right now as well.
Oh, dear. Unlucky. Dear.
And now
that's why the peak doesn't come.
Yeah, that's such a shame.
Still a chance. Smoke's used to allow scaling, allow the 1v1. Hanker goes down. Now, there isn't a kit, but there is a smoke. Can Ulis get that down? Oh, no, she can't because she's not there.
No.
It's picked up by Kitsuna, who also has a kit, and maybe she can just defuse it in the smoke. She's found a kit on ramp. She needs to get removed. Oh my god, she's just going to steal it away. Map point secured. Kitsuna is able to steal it away with a smoke and a kit.
I can't believe it. I cannot believe that's what it comes down to. You got Ulis with the disconnect. You've got Big EQUIPA being disconnected at long. 1 minute 35, Hanker's in sight. As you said, where's the rest of the team? Why are they not scaling over? Why are we not planting the bomb? Why are you stuck on ramp? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. They want this time to put down all of their utility, and they get undone by the same flash play that ruined them a few rounds before. They got DMS their previous round. They've only won rounds on the CT side through low buys.
It's like watching the game yesterday with the Eco Warriors. This is what undid NIV. The gun rounds are going so well.
Where did the kit even come from?
I think she just found it on ramp. It must have been on Averona or someone. I know Ulis had one, but obviously she was lost and it was in an irrecoverable position. But the fact that Kitsuna has a smoke as well. The only things she could have stolen that round away with, and she finds them. Oh dear, that was meant to be Big EQUIPA evening the scoreline. Not out of their reach yet. Trying long once more, but smoke lands and Kitsuna sees nothing. It's really fast.
Really fast, up short. They're just going to explode. And this is what's been working for Big, to be fair to them. It's been the pace, it's been the acceleration and the aggression. Smoke's dropped. Zana catches off Jammy. They're in.
Couldn't even get away. Zana is actually leading the charge with the AWP. And Paulie removing Sostia means that it's just these players along who are isolated. And they're just looking for a way out. So Big EQUIPA, of course, as things have been going, against the guns, they do absolutely fine.
And there's going to be no
Jenny
saves.
and Paulie, yeah, this is done.
There's no money. You got to remember, there's no money for DMS. None in the bank accounts because they keep winning on MP9s. Kitsuna needs to hold on to this AWP. She misses the shot. Look at it, 2,900 on everyone. Yes, Averona can drop an ult potentially, but that will be it. That will be the only thing stopping Big EQUIPA from getting OT.
Oh, Brandon, but these are the rounds that they've been losing.
Just don't go long.
It's great for Big EQUIPA that they're able to bounce back from losing those rounds, though. That's just a lot of stuff that can crush you in such an important series. Remember, the winner is going to LAN. The most important game you will play this year, perhaps. How did they manage that up? Okay, Averona had
6K.
Spare cash. Okay. So all FAMASs and MP9s. Kitsuna, a lot on her shoulders.
The worrying thing is you got B spawns here if you're big, and DMS keep going for the same player, pushing in towards lowers, crunching middle. If they go for that lower hit again, then that could be a little bit dangerous. Instead, it is a nade. Oh! Tried to be used as a disguise to get Zana over the corner, but instead it is Kitsuna finding that opening once more. That head-to-head keeps going her way. Flashbang pushes her off the angle. Jenny wants to fight. He's rewarded with nothing. Her break on the smoke. It's Jammy with the FAMAS, but Hanka gets by her and Pullux will trade. A bomb site, open runway for Big.
DMS, it feels like they've done enough, but they rotate over towards B. Kitsuna falls to that side, and it's a double push through the B halls. They get all that control, but as soon as they lose short, Big just keeps scaling.
I'll tell you what wins this round if DMS aren't able to retake. That flash that gets thrown through the double doors and puts Kitsuna off the angle as Jenny's jumping on towards the box.
Molly picked up. They've got the kit. They've got the smoke. They need to hit the shots. Molly goes to default. Paulie will actually drop her own smoke forward just to cause disruptions. And Jenny R spams out Kitsuna, an advantage for Big. Can they send it to overtime? It looks like they just might, unless Averona has something to say. Pullux out towards long, spotted and tapped. Averona has just enough time. It comes down to the final seconds, but DMS take Dust2, 13-11.
Oh, in the most dramatic of fashions as well. I mean, fair play to DMS, but you feel heartbreak for Big. You come back from being 9-2 down, you lose to low buy after low. People do like to play this map. I think they've got a lot of good trained players on their team, but it's whether they can all show up from minute one, because that was the danger. They got off to a really slow start on Dust2. Mistakes cannot be afforded to be made here as we kick things off on map 2. Big EQUIPA fighting for survival, fighting for Dallas. They need to win this map. Otherwise, we'll see DMS in Texas.
Let's see. Both of these teams with one game of train under their belts. DMS with a loss to CSG News Ladies. Had a good CT side, but T side was a struggle. Big with a good win over Eco Warriors. So that's some confidence for them. A lot of noise being made. So I don't know, that's a cool angle to hold Ivy. See, Averona looked up, kind of acknowledging that players were running through the upper halls. With no commitment immediately. There's a block smoke dropped. DMS is just going to wait.
It's scary going for an Ivy play when you've got Glocks. But you do see this quite a lot in the meta now. You drop your smokes over towards CT. Look at this, a deep con smoke to feign that there's still B, but with this dribble smoke now being deployed, there's a slight gap on that right-hand side. Jenny's holding for rotates, but the bulk of the hit will come through Ivy.
Okay, so they managed to scale through, but already the rotation, yeah, everyone's going to be here. Ulis is here with dual Berettas. Oh, and Ulis absolutely runs them down. The dual Berettas chiming in 4-3. Jenny R will get one back, but it's a pistol for DMS.
The danger with this is that was very convoluted. A lot of running up towards B, trying to get Jenny set up, holding for the Ivy peak, fine. But the smoke going deep in towards CT, and then the smoke going in towards camera, it kind of gives away that you're going to flank it and go B. Like that was actually a really obvious tell in a weird way. And because that smoke didn't land cleanly, it meant that Big couldn't actually commit to deviating away from the original strategy because players from DMS were spotting them as they were running down, and that sets up these dual Berettas perfectly. It's Glocks, it's one flashbang, it's a hope for a plant on B.
Yeah, just the flashbang though without a smoke feels tricky. I think Ulyss gonna have a good position to get even more kills. Well, the flash actually works really effectively. Solskjaer will actually take the majority of the frags. A quad kill for her. And a bomb plant denied. So a clean 2-0 start for DMS. No bomb plant, no worries. Still got AKs across the board for Big EQUIPA. And mostly SMGs for DMS. So I wonder if they will try and do something with these. Would be a cool time to maybe, especially with these forward spawns, call like an upper B crunch through pop or something.
You gotta remember what worked for Big on Dust2, and that was pace. Paulie gets rattled by grenades, but here we go. Here's this pace shifter immediately through Ivy, and Kitsuna caught with her knife out. Hanka follows through on Sostia. It's a brilliant double opener. Big need to go aggressive if they want to win.
And Verona looking for a kill back. She'll spot out one, but the MP9, you do not envy her in that position. Ooh, she'll take that though. For Big, they're in a powerful position. They can just chill. Genial is holding over towards B. Yeah, they're just going to wait for players to start to make the moves. Averona is the one that first offers up her life. Jamie won't even be soon to follow. Good flash. Ulyss will activate off it. Maybe they can crunch through here. No. 2 clean headshots from the AKs. First gun round goes the way of Big with only 1 casualty.
Yeah, I like that from Hanka as well. She's like indicating her body language is just like really good work, but let's keep the focus because that did have potential to go wrong. The immediate double swing coming in from DMS, I like that they're trying to weave these ideas together and they're doing everything as a unit, very much like they were on Dust2. That was just the bonus buy. So you have got this AWP now in play for Kitsuna. You haven't got all the utility you'd hope for it if you're DMS, but you've got enough. And Jeremy's made it over towards Pop relatively unscathed. It's the same round. It feels like we're running back the exact same strategy, and so it doesn't work for Big. Everyone's been put on notice. Jenny's also revealed that she's in towards Pop. Hanka gets the same kill. It's deja vu for Averona as she goes around towards Hell.
Lots of damage done onto Jamie and Solskjaer. Averona's had a rough start to things. This is the change-up, getting aggressive in B halls. Jenny is expecting this. Falls all the way back and not in a good position to deal with those angles, though. So at least they find one back, and that's a lot of confirmation of presence. So they know that these players are isolated. Kitsuna's locking down from CT spawn, and despite a great start for Big, their escape plan is now straight into A, where Sostia waits patiently. But she is alone.
Such an important kill. Such an important kill. And you know that Kitsuna was over here, which is going to maybe enable a rifler to rotate too. So now you're stuck in Ivy, but Kitsuna finds a way out. 3 versus 2. Pressure yet again being applied to Big.
Smoke that. Poorly removing Ulyss as well means that this is just the players out towards Hell coming through. And Jamie has 3 HP. Well, he's got a nade, but I don't think she knows. And she'll find the kill anyway. Kitsuna might just look to save the AWP, or will she give this a go? What's she looking for?
The AWP. She's looking for the AWP, but it got blown away by the HE.
I see. She's scrambling. Where did it go? It's gone. Oh, it's there.
It was in the smoke.
Under smoke, yeah. Oh, that's unlucky. Now you don't have an AWP.
Really good recovery. It looks like this is what our default's going to look like for Big. And it's the conditioning being set early. Extreme aggression up Ivy, and then just sitting, pausing, and waiting for a reaction. And what this is going to do is probably put 2 players over towards Ivy for DMS, and it's going to make B a little bit more vulnerable. It would not surprise me in the next couple of rounds that we see DMS being just falling victim to a quick B hit from Big.
After a very short pause. There we go, back into it. Yeah, you think Big will probably default this one. I think it's where you just sit back. You expect maybe that DMS might try and stack a bomb site or take a timing push somewhere.
Yeah. Weirdly, I'd actually do the same thing again, but I'd do it on a delayed timing. So you have 3 players going towards Ivy, but you don't push into it until about the minute mark. You wait for that aggression, as you're saying. Instead, it's going to be...
pairs.
Yeah. Okay.
And Zana with the Mac 10 just runs in.
That's fine. This is like the D2 strat, right? So Zana's got all the space here at B. I didn't think they'd fall susceptible to a B hit immediately like this. But what's good here for Zana is that no one knows about how quickly she got in here.
Yeah, although at this point... Oh, go for the knife kill. No one ever wants to knife. Zana now knows that no one else is rotating through cons, so it should be expecting CT. As soon as AK looks to do damage and is in a good position to potentially catch some players off. Should be being held for. Pullux removed and Kitsuna fakes the runaway. Slides back in, looking for Paulie. Without finding that kill immediately, I think you want to keep this AK for Averona. Surprised Zana doesn't run through trying to catch these players. There we go. She will remove one.
Yeah, that's good though, because you don't, in the nice way possible, you just don't care about the USPs. Yeah, because you've identified where Kitsuna is. Zana can then go and hunt with a Mac 10, and even if Kitsuna then gets that kill on Zana, like you're not upgrading an AK, you're just giving away a Mac 10. I'd like to see fast bean out a big.
Oh, I think you might get it, Brandon. Everyone's coming over.
This is a really good call if they rush it. Because here we go. Here's this double Ivy setup I was talking about previously. You have got you have got Sasha moving over. And Averona is... Sorry, Jammy rather, is taking all the space in towards A main. This is a good timing to go for this.
Yeah, exactly. The rotation's going to be delayed. They're going to come from CT. Ula's spotted at Oil. Will be forced to fall back. And if you're DMS, you don't want to give the opportunities here. Hanka will take one. Now you got 3 players stuck back towards CT train. Saskia will win her fight. Hanka is playing around the smoke. She's going to try and win the round all by herself. And she'll slide through, finding that kill onto Jammy. Kitsuna looks to try and remove her, but it's a difficult position to find. It's so powerful for a T that he gets up there. Averona crawls forward with the SMG in hand, but can't find the kill. The disengage is good from the Ts. They're not making any of these fights easy, and none of them are. A very convincing B hit.
And here we go, right? I'm gonna try and predict what the T side's gonna look like now. So here, again, it's Zana on the Mac 10, which means it's gonna be quite fast. They keep going for this B play, but now you've just shown B twice in a row. I think they just go for a quicker play out A, try and get Zana with the Mac 10 scaling through a sandwich smoke towards back default. And then you go back to the Ivy play after that. That's what I would be calling. I'm not an in-game leader, but that's what I would be doing. Instead it's Zana through Ivy, but everyone else is through A main. So same, just slightly different.
Call it a 25-7.
Nice. Yes. It's actually a 25-35, but...
I'm not good at maths. That's your thing. Your glasses, so I just assume you're good at maths? Is that...
I used to be an accountant, so...
That also... Well, again, that's because you got glasses, right? That's why you went into accountancy?
Well, actually, it's because I wanted money. No, I was all right at maths because of the glasses.
You see the numbers better. That's the thing.
I can't see much better, but...
Well, I can give you some numbers. 5-2. 5 T rounds is very good from Big Keeper already, considering the first 2 weren't theirs. This is 5 gun rounds.
Go back Ivy again. Go back with the triple Ivy. Do exactly the same thing now. You've not promoted it for 3 rounds if you're Big. DMS have been prone to falling for these bluffs when they've been on these low buys. Which makes sense why they went towards Ivy in that previous one. It makes sense why they went towards B here. Here we go, triple Ivy. It makes sense.
Kitsuna
the
stuck here.
Striders.
Oh, leg as well. You got to anticipate that Orp's going to be in the position you've been trying to punish. And Jammy on the crawl removes Jenny R. So you've removed both extremities. I do like the decision to go back up here now, though, as the lurk's gone.
Or has it? Zulus is now coming back to upper B. Jammy is still in pop jiggling. So she's going to be the first warning policy to get Ulis on a good angle.
Paulie's waiting for it. Ulis might just sit here.
I like this quite a lot.
So much power in this position.
She can walk lower as well. It only gets undone if these players scale... Okay, it's fine. It's all okay. Paulie gets a really nice shot on towards Ulis, but Kitsuna puts her out of misery. A great round at DMS, and you feel like you add one flashbang into that mix of bigger keeper, it's a completely different round.
Yeah, maybe they just weren't anticipating the AWP to start there. I mean, it's not the most... Not often the AWP will start towards... aiming from cam in towards main. But I suppose, given, as you say, it's been so prevalent over towards Ivy, and as you kind of predicted they do it again, Kitsuna predicts the same thing. I wonder if we will see Big ever put the pressure on main. No one, I think, has ever gone out main. Like, this is so unusual for a T side.
I kind of like it, though, in a weird way, because you expect, like, triple nades. You expect there to be this A rush. With the molly in towards top pop, that would have also been heard by the A players. You now got Sasha and Ulis being ready. It's a straight B exec once more for Big.
Yeah, molly goes down. It's great. It forces both of the CTs left and right, and they get good night. Hanka takes down both on either side. Call that an ambidextrous peek. Kitsuna sits back. And without any sort of space into sight, it's got to be the disengage. B again finding success for Big.
Yeah, I really like it. And you're right, the molly that splits them both up. There was even a CT molly, and two players, Hanka and Jenny, just sit in it because CT mollies suck. And you're just able to get the kill. You're able to swing out wide. You take all the space. And then you got that support network of flashbangs as well. And dissimilarly to Dust2, it's DMS getting around and the bigger keeper finding one back immediately. And that keeps the money in a really precarious position for the CTs. Yes, you keep the AWP. That's important. But what are the rest going to buy? I guess Jammy and Averona can drop M4s.
Okay, so it's okay. There we go. We get that main pressure. It just takes 10 rounds before they finally put presence there. And now DMS, well, in fact, they're not going to put pressure there. I lied. It's fake pressure.
Ouch.
Ouch. Oh my god. And look at the damage that was done because they started main. Molly will come through for a kill. Kitsuna needs to get away, tucks tail and runs. Oh my goodness. What more can Kitsuna do? Apparently everything. She's taking over the server all by herself with very little HP. Kitsuna is on an absolute tear. 10 HP. And she moves back around. Paulie, guys in smokes. And now revealed, Averona gets the kill. What was that from Kitsuna?
Unbelievable. And you got all these different elevations that you can switch into. And you know if you're big, that the AWP is low. And that doesn't stop Kitsuna. Up towards top of Thomas. Bang. Wide swing around the other side. Destroyed. A pop like shot through the smoke. Why not? Because you know they're bursting. What a moment for Kitsuna. That's why they saved the AWP. And that gives them chances. That gives them something.
This series had so many cool moments. Like, just so many sick plays that come through. Oh no,
Sure.
Kitsuna wide slung by Pullix, and Pullix not slowing down, but Averona will force her to stop, and she puts up the sign for all. No one's coming through Ivy. Off limits. Has to be the disengage for Zana with that bomb. And it's 3-on-4 for Big EQUIPA.
Yeah, the decision to run through the CT molly after getting the opening kill, sure, I get it. The second one, though, really like this out of DMS. Double push back in towards Ivy, but it does leave you on a little bit of an island. How far do you go before you start recoiling? You send one back towards site, surely. Instead, it's just going to be this double layering. But I was going to say, Jammy's going to be caught off guard. There will be that trade. But will Big EQUIPA be ready for the fact that there's two behind them immediately?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? I don't even know if you can get this bomb down. Zana's about to get caught. Ready? Here it comes. There it goes. Averona secures the tap. Okay, Jenny will get the bomb down. That's the first point of call, but no chance in this round. The incendiary is terrible. But yeah, the position even worse. So that will be a 5th for DMS. Bomb plant not really going to make any difference into the final round. That's despite Pullix getting a really nice opener at Ivy. Averona is the real showstopper.
Yeah, after Pullix gets removed by Averona, you don't want to be pushing that molly. But a really good mid-round decision for DMS to double walk Ivy and then to both continue the flank as well, just in case Averona's being helpful. There's a second one there to promote trade-in. There's this pack mentality. It's this hunting in pairs that we've spoken about with DMS on this CT side. And what a really good recovery, because this was Big running away with things. But unlike D2, Big EQUIPA, they couldn't put a stop to it on their CT side. DMS, they have. But whilst it is full buy versus full buy, there's an AWP, there's 2 AKs, and there's a main control for DMS.
Yeah, deep smoke. Jamie will get this control now. The flashbang comes through, so they have the information. It's just the nade set going out to punish a pop crawl, which we saw do a lot of damage last time. Difference of Big into this round. Oh, let's run for some fun wall bangs. There is this lurk player that's hanging out in Pullix. We haven't really had a lurk a lot of times when they've lent towards B. It's been very much 5-go. Sana just crawling around here scoped in. She is, but can't really extend further. There's just too many angles to peek into. And now Ulyss gets curious. Silence across the map is deafening.
This is so weird. Because you've not taken any map control and then you're fighting dry. Oh dear. That smoke's landed. Do you know what? It's still okay, but it's not okay for Ulyss because she doesn't know what's going on. This one's missed for Hanker. The extension. 35 seconds. The bomb outside B. You feel like it is a commitment. It's a fake of A utility all the way through the pop windows. Pullix will then try and get a kill. The thing is, she has to go. She can't be passive in this lurk because they're not going to move. They will not move, DMS.
Look, Kitsuna's here as well. 15 seconds. Smoke just goes down on Rab. Kitsuna removes the bomb too. That's the round. That's the round. It's going to be a 6-6 half. Zana and Paulie cannot bring this back. Paulie will fall, and we are tied up at the half.
Once we start, you know we're never gonna stop. We own it. We're winning every time. We own it. Pushing every day and night. We own it. We don't do compromise. Yeah, yeah. We touch down every time. Every time. We touch down every time. This is our time. Hit it up with the rebound. This is our turn to see. Gonna put you back, anybody in the name of standing for me.
a stalemate on map 2 with Big EQUIPA running away with it at the beginning, but DMS recovering. Now they've swapped on towards this T side, which they have been struggling with. Although only played it once, it's going to be a fast play through B to get past Zana's dualies.
Can they get both pistols? A lot of players here ready. Zana's dualies doing good work and can't quite control into the follow-up. There's enough players here. She will eventually get it. And, oh, that's not the HT Sasha wanted. Jamie can't get a thing, so this looks good for a big pistol. After they got 1v3'd earlier, I don't want to count anyone out, but so many players down long range will confirm it, but EQUIPA win the pistol.
Yeah, nice little bait and switch set up there, getting Zana up close. The good thing for Zana as well in that situation is even though she fumbles her lines a little bit, she survives. And that's the important thing. She changes up the angle. She then has that fight on her terms, even with low HP, dual Berettas. You know the drill. No bomb plant. You're not going to be buying this if you're DMS.
Nice little nades, just in case they were going to pop out main. But no, DMS going to do similar to Big and just go for bomb plant on B. Can they find success where Big didn't? It's a very passive setup from Big, and there's not a lot of denial utility. So actually, I think DMS have got a good shot at getting a bomb plant. Well, actually, Zana has now moved forward and never mind. Disregard what I said. Oh, you can regard it. Are you regarding it? Maybe you should regard it. Bomb. Plant. Secured.
They got it.
Yippee.
So very much like the T side of Big EQUIPA, where they were promoting Ivy quite a lot. I actually think that would be a good ante for DMS to employ on Big EQUIPA. And I wonder how much of the Ivy pressure was almost like a ante within itself. Because I came into this and I was thinking, like, okay, well, when we get DMS on T side, I'm going to make the point that I think that Ivy would be the best course of action to go into for DMS. And then Big did all of that Ivy pressure and it's like, oh, do we want to copy them? They do.
Okay. Looks sits ahead of the smoke that was meant to be a lurk smoke, but I don't think it quite... Oh, I suppose it is keeping two players over here, but I don't think it's meant to have that much of a gap on the right side. Spurks can make sure no one walks through. Well, now she can't.
Yeah.
Zana's still here, and Zana, unknown, will win out that fight. Nikitsuna, you know Averona was here. She was the one that got the kill. She'll quickly route up to group up with her players who are entering out through A.
Oh, and the molly's really good, and that confirms that two players are pop and Ulis is lurking. Paulie has to be ready for this, but isn't. Are you ready for the second player that was also here? Was that commed over? I don't think so. Ulis did consider it for a second, but Hanker will remove her. 3 versus 3 retake.
Good swing from Hanker to get that kill. You've got plenty of utility to pull this off. You've got full pop control. Hanker's waiting to see if a swing comes. She'll need to start getting a move on. Great HE into the corner. In fact, the incendiary to follow up, that's beautiful, but it doesn't quite spread enough. Celsius found a little bit of safety up on the barrel, and she might be unknown. They'll find out now. There's 2 players backside to deal with. Jenny R swings forward, and it's a deadly crossfire to try and break through. Averona providing all of the cover. And if that had been a Team Molly, that might have been the round for Big, but instead, the safety offered up gives DMS space to move.
Valve, please fix your stupid game, man. They've done all the utility correctly, and because the CT Molly is just so awful, like so honestly goddamn effing garbage, like that's the difference between them actually having a really good retake and that being completely different. Take nothing away from DMS because Sasha's able to find that pocket of space. Jammy's able just to stand, well, just on the edge of the molly anyway, and they've got a really good crossfire. The entire round is sound from a tactical point of view from DMS, but it's moments like that that actually just really annoy me because I just think it's so counterintuitive to the game.
Yeah, absolutely. The utility set was so cool too. All right, Paulie gets a nice opening kill. Good aggressive utility to get the MP9 up close. And it's very messy. You can see DMS wanted to try and respond out from Pop, but they're smoked off. So good utility from Big. Polly will even pick up the AK, so upgrades that SMG. You do. You got 2 players over towards B and 2 still outside of A. It feels like they will go back to Pop Dog. Oh, push coming through. Bullocks is getting curious out towards Ivy.
Oh, look at the timing on that. Oh, the timing is so horrible for DMS. Jammy looks round, but then jumps up. Pullux keeps pushing. Pullux should have a free kill right here. Yeah.
She's waiting.
She's gonna look
Wants
for
to see if
more.
she can get a second. Pullux has the round in her hands. She's coming everything over, allowing her players to get into position before she pulls the trigger. That's the key thing here. Now she'll strike. Sees the player in towards main. She can drop utility. She can keep delaying. Wow, what a tap from Avaruna. With 30 seconds left, how do they get the bomb back? All the CTs are in position, and Kitsuna's the only one left standing. Zana will take her down, but that round is one of the Pullux push.
Yeah, I really like that from Pullux as well. Just the fact that she's waiting, because if she can guarantee 2 kills, it's guaranteed the round, but also she knows she's got the bomb. So it's not like... If Jammy didn't have the bomb there, I feel like you just take the kill immediately. But because she's got the bomb, you can afford to wait that time. You get everyone in the right position. Okay, everyone good? All right. If they're throwing the flashbangs over, we don't have pop control. It's going to be this pop main split. No one needs to fight after I get this kill. Okay, cool. And then it immediately executed. Great work. Lack of bomb plant again for DMS. Straight back down to pistols. That hasn't stopped them before. And it's these rounds that Big Keeper needs to convert. It's these rounds that they have dropped previously, that they let slip on Dust2, that have put them in a precarious position here, have put them in a spot where if they make any more mistakes, they don't see LAN.
Scary for Hango to sit behind that smoke. Could have been plenty of players on the other side. Will be the pop out, and Zana and Jenny are from above, combining for a nice clean hold against these pistols. So no shenanigans this time around. It's clean from Big.
I want to make a really small little parallel to Big and NIP. And that is, I think Zana and Hanka operate quite a lot like Naomi and Kiara, where you've got... But for the difference for Big is that they operate in halves. First half, Hanka was everywhere. Second half, then Zana then just suddenly gets all these multi-kills. It's Zana's name lighting up the feed, then it's Hanka's name lighting up the feed in the other half. And it's just quite amusing to me that we are getting this sort of tug of war between the two of them about who's going to grab these kills, who's going to take the initiative. You need at least 2-star players on this team. You've got really good balance, as I've said, with Jenny, with Paulie, with Pullux, but the fact that you have got Hanka and Zana coming up big, it is very, very important for the CTs.
Yeah, it's a team that's about these superstars, and Hanka on the T sides is such a menace. 10-7. Get the guns. DMS have not had a lot of luck. Good nades on the Hanka trying to scale, but they're not going to be slowing down. They're going to keep on pushing into up dog, and down goes DMS.
Yeah, Hanka says, "What's up?" And for DMS, it's just a bittersweet response. Now they have to go back in towards Ivy. Avarona, Sosia, Jammy, all 3 players here. Pullux, the normal Ivy player, nowhere in sight. In fact, she's in connector, so Paulie's now been given the responsibility.
Okay, there's a big gap here, but yeah, Paulie's angle, surely that's guaranteed to kill. Pullux will come over. Pullux can't go down here because that'll give so much space for DMS to keep moving. And this push,
Well,
the timing on it could be terrible, or it could be good. She'll get 1. And that should be okay. If she hadn't got any, that would have been a problem. But now these players on A side can keep their eyes on the prize. Paulie's reposition. Avaruna Socio almost gets her off guard, and it is left to Avaruna. HE. Paulie's above it, dancing up and down the ladder. Seen Avaruna 1v3 before. Zana's position in main feels really unlikely. That's a good start. 20 seconds. onto the clock. Averona doesn't know Zana's position, and a plant on top of the bomb. That is a interesting spot. Very hard to defuse that one. But the nade does so much damage. That is perfectly executed. Zana spotted back E-Box. She doesn't have the information on Hanko, who now starts to move through the connector. Flashbang comes over. Averona's worried about the camera push, but that's not where they're coming from. And in tandem, they will swing. Can't quite hit that first headshot. And so it will be a successful retake. An 11 for Big EQUIPA.
Small little micro things here, which I think are really clever from Big EQUIPA. Firstly, Zana's already been spotted. She's the one throwing the HE from E-Box. She's the one that throws the flash. So you've got Hanka always with gun out, and then you just go together. But what's interesting is the fact that Zana's the one throwing all the utilities, so it's still coming from one concentrated spot, so you're still in the dark just a little bit. That's really unlucky from Averona, because if she hits the instant headshot on Zana, that's ray transfer. She thinks she's just headshot her, so that's why she's immediately gone on towards Hanka. That nearly could have been a DMS moment. Instead, it is Big EQUIPA cementing their grip on this game. And their map pick looks to be paying off. Paulie is just bulldozed by utility. Will finally be laid to rest by Kitsuna, and the follow-up on towards Jenny and Zana. That is rifling at its finest from DMS's AWPA.
Did she even see Jenny? That was crazy. That's the pre-fire onto the upper player. Absolutely nuts. That's what gets DMS the breakthrough gun round. It's a bit of Kitsuna magic. Despite good finances, they're not the best, and we saw how Big let the previous map slip. They don't want that to happen here, so they're going to play it safely, keep these two rifles alive.
What a moment.
Thing is, Big have bombed for these crunches quite a few times, so you can see the awareness was here.
Oh, spot
That's
the
just
leg.
a pre-fire. Okay. Crazy. She's good.
Yeah, she's pretty insane. Like, it's just the fact that, again, we spoke about the Averona 1v3, the fact that she's changing between elevations. This one's similar, but like a bit easier. But the fact that you're aiming directly down and then you have to go 90 degrees, flick, bang, and then to another headshot angle immediately removes. And that's not even the rifler on the team. That's the AWPA. It's so impressive.
Well, he's up on top, looking for a good kill into Averona. Yeah, not anticipating that angle. So that's a nice free opener for Big EQUIPA.
It's all by design with those smokes. And actually, DMS throwing that molly in towards Pop sort of allows Paulie to get up there, because you can just chuck a smoke on it and you know they can't be there.
Yeah, such a powerful angle for the CTs. It feels like that's like the only way to play top bombs, top trains. It used to be so common to get up on top of like the back trains, but it's so exposed now. You need so much control. When you have it, it's incredibly powerful. And Paulie's removed the two big riflers from the equation. Kitsuna can still find something. I'm trying to fake out B. What? Okay, it's going to be a very late play from Jammy. Ulyss and Kitsuna start to crawl.
It's a great angle from Phillips.
She knows, but there's that swing coming out. Ulyss is able to get that kill, so they've found a way into this. Good molly to go deep, bomb to be planted. Ulyss will fall down, and she want to get up close. She's got a smoke she'll throw forward. They're worried about a potential flank from behind, but it's through CT. And this double up in con. EQUIPA have the player advantage. They've got two kits in play. A flashbang on Zana. That'll go forward. Now they can start to scale. Remember, Paulie is low. Jammy in a good position at oil. Should hear these players scaling towards her. Should be able to play off them, but she's brought down low. Ulyss winning out the duel just about, and a false tank with all the HP. Ulyss falling back, trying to disengage, trying to waste time off the clock, being a nuisance, and Hanka does find her, but does she have the time? It's down to the wire. but I don't think she's got it. She realizes it. That's DMS's round.
What a move from Ulyss. Zana misses the AWP shot because Ulyss is just sat in her own smoke, letting Jammy play completely. And Ulyss just stepping on the ladder and just holding on to the ladder for dear life, thinking, okay, Hanka, come and kill me. And I'll just move my elevation just up a little bit. So when you come around the corner and pre-fire me, you're not going to kill me instantly. And that's enough. That's the difference. Her being static versus her halfway up the ladder. Yeah, everything. Absolutely everything. Because if Hanka kills her immediately, that bomb's defused.
That's a rough one for Big.
Look at the money.
3 on 5 converted.
If being completely honest with you, I have no idea how you lose that. That shouldn't happen, especially after Pullux gets the first kill. Gets that trade. We're speaking about how powerful those openings are. Pullux now going for a similar play as she did previously. Jammy this time holding for it. What's the timing like for both of these players? Jammy still holding. Not quite securing. But it will be Zana instead. Jammy will catch Pullux.
Trying to escape. Zana gets that kill over towards upper B. An attempted lurk out from Kitsuna. So a big player to find. Looking like a burst out through A. Poorly. Is she in a position to dodge these flashbangs? They're going to come over behind her. She actually hides. Playing anti-flash. Has Hanka in towards Hell. Jenny R is pushed upper in the meantime. And Paulie's position, so powerful. Oh, the second flashbang though. It's everything. Now you still have Hanka in play, and you've got Zana's all providing all of the distraction. Hanka goes down. Zana removed. And it's just Jenny R left. The late lurk coming through. Ulyss will get that information too on the jiggle. Jenny's going for it. She swings out, finds that first frag. Jammy back red will be removed into the one-on-one, but it's against Averona, who already has 3 kills to her name. And look at that position.
Shadow.
Back a bomb. The Shadow spotted. There's a chance, but not against Averona. A quad kill. Barely scathed. Double digits for DMS.
What a round. What a round from Averona. And I mean this with all the intent. That round could put DMS in Dallas. Genuinely. Because, look, you got that set up. You got the follow-up flashbang out of Jammy. So Paulie's completely blind, can't see anything. You think Hank is then set up in a great position. Averona clears her. Averona then jumps on top of default, offsets the crosshair of the AWP Azana, who's at the back of sight. Does absolutely everything. No money. Tied up game. DMS are doing it.
Averona's not going to get caught off by these pistols. Flames don't get a tag. Shadow spotted. Ulyss knows Jenny R is nearby, and here comes that push. Oh, Ulyss is removed. Averona not in a position to trade it. Kitsuna will remove Zana though. And now the push up. Hanka's 5-7. Kitsuna is here and needs to be careful. They're running at her. There isn't armor on any of these players. But there is now a recovered AK, and Sausage's fallen as well. The bomb's on Jammy's back. She's spotted, finds that frag. Kitsuna's gonna go and regroup. With that kill that Jammy finds, it makes it feel a little bit better for DMS, but it could still quickly fall apart. The lack of control. Paulie tucked back behind the bomb site. Fires off a shot, lets them know you've got Jenny R in towards Ivy. And Hanka crawling through Pop Dog. These are the rounds. DMS were stealing against Big. Can Big do the same? It's such a crucial juncture. Jammy will get that one, expecting the swing to come. It doesn't. Goes to the plant, back bomb, and now Jenny R swings out, and Hanka combines. Bigger keeper, fine map point of 5-7s, not even armor.
And I'm going to be dramatic again. I'm going to be dramatic once more. You have any other player for Bigger Keeper that is not playing pop, that is playing pop, but isn't Hanka, they don't win that round. Genuinely, everyone else would have swung. Everyone else would have peaked that position. Hanker plays it perfectly. Jammy's even anticipating Hanker to then peak. Looks back around. No, it's Jenny that plays first because she's got the Mac 10. Hanker goes second, and between the two of them, Big EQUIPA 5 map point.
Tima's going fast. Jenny needs to be ready, and she does good damage. Even better. Oh, Paulie's combined as well. It looked like it was going to be over. It looked like DMS had put themselves in a position to break Big's heart in the final moments. The Big EQUIPA find that little surge. Hanker, a hero as always. That third deciding map is inevitable. Ulis with a Tech 9 1v3. The CTs are everywhere they need to be. There is no gap. There is no way into this. Train will be done. Ulis is spotted. So now they know for sure her exact position. They're not giving you the fight. They don't need to. A jump out, and down she goes. Big 13-10. They take train.
Well played. I mean, that was very touch and go, but with all the rounds on D2 that went the way of DMS on the low buy, you felt like you had to get one there if you're Big, and it comes at the hands of take the pistol. We're going to see a lot more fast-paced rounds. We saw it on Long, on Dust2. We saw it on Ivy and B on Train, and I think we're going to see a lot of B and A pops on Ancient for Big EQUIPA. We spoke about players that matter. We know about Hanker. We know about Zana. I think Paulie and Jenny are going to be the key difference makers here if Big EQUIPA want to prevail over DMS.
The winner of this map goes to the ESL Impact LAN Finals in Dallas. Who will it be? Fight in towards the donut. Hanker flies around the corner and immediately removes one. There's a trade out onto Jammy, and A-side is completely in the control of Big.
Yep, fast, aggressive, it's what you want. You just can't let it slip. Double up, baited in. Zana, gets support from Jenny in the nick of time. And now Averona left all alone, but not for very long. Put into the grave to be with the rest of her teammates. Zana will remove, and that is a very fast start to Ancient.
Yeah, pace setter. Let's see how quickly they're going to be going. Zana, I think, will just rock the dual Berettas here because she probably wants to. Oh, no, okay, she's going to go the AK. And I think that maybe that does play into that fast play style that you're suggesting.
Yep.
Prioritizing rifles, prioritizing able to scale quickly. We've got 2 Mac 10s. You don't necessarily need to go super fast in this round, though, because you're up against USPs.
It's the same deal, right? Look at Jenny.
Yeah.
He's on B with a Mac 10.
Well, the difference is, like, most of the time they do this, they have, like, everyone behind her ready to go. This time they're actually anticipating to be a B stack and that she would get that info, and they just go A. But, well, this is the if X then Y situation. If site empty, take bomb, plant bomb, win round, long range duels. Zana gets a couple. Want to hold on to that AK, get the Mac 10s up in the action. That's you, Pullix. It's also Jetty. Nicely done. A clean conversion. Ooh, yeah, clean as you like.
Don't be surprised if we see that again. The timing on beating that CT molly, the thing is you have to throw the CT molly on towards B ramp in a specific lineup so it covers both edges. Otherwise, the way it bounces, it doesn't always cover both left and right. Yeah, I fully expected this to be the modus operandi for Big. Straight into the B exec. Here we go.
Yeah, straight out the gate. Literally, just going to go B. Not even going to go for cave. This is up the ramp. Hanker is leading the charge. Bullock's actually throwing the util, so she'll run in. Averona not cleared. And the trade comes through quickly from Long. Ulis here as well. 3 players on the site. No smokes down. Despite it being the straight up exec. And that lack of coverage means it's a free reign. Jenny almost had a chance to put it into the 1v1. Look at the HP on Kitsuna. The 3 kills to her name. DMS win the first gun round.
Really good hold. And the fact that the player in at cubby just tucks the entire time, doesn't peek, but because there's no smokes in at long, in at short. I think that the smokes landing. One went a little bit deeper than Big really would have hoped for. The other one lands in towards cave because you're fully expecting the fights coming towards heaven. But long was the gap, as was cubby. The fact that DMS have shut that down immediately is a good sign of things to come, in my opinion. Miss smoke in mid. So being a default to this lane control.
Oh, Polly. Yeah, nice. What a kill find. Avaruna spotted behind default, removed immediately, and yeah, you do to scale. Smoke to block off Ulyss. It's not the best. She might work around this. Anchor out long, flash. Soshia's just spraying. The ammo's not there, and Soshia will just walk around the corner. She takes down both. Ulyss uses that opportunity to walk up and get hers. Jenny's low. She's spotted and dealt with. Soshia is having a moment. Pollux has to deal with 3 players. The one at default ready to swing if need be. Pollux is anticipating, but then Soshia comes out a quad kill.
Yeah.
He'd get the opener, but nothing to close.
Really good flashbang at long. Also, you might think for big, because it does full blind Soshia. It also blinds Hanker. And the reason why is because she gets pushed by an incendiary in towards the line of fire. I mean, these shots are just so clean. Good counter utility as well, coming in from Jammy. Whenever you look at a DMS and you see a kill in the feed, more often than not, is supported by a Jammy flashbang. Match pause, but just for a moment, a lot of damage being inflicted into DMS's economy, but they can afford to go for MP9s because they know the money at the same vein is not going to be good for Big EQUIPA. No bomb plants in the last couple of rounds. Double stage loss. Just pistols, more pace. Maybe through cave.
Yeah, I don't know if that round was ever really intended to go that way. It's just that Paulie got such an early pick that you just feel like you have to capitalize on it. Have condition B, at the very least. Okay, that's sound cues heard. Oh, they're scaling over. All right, so a lot of noise in lane. Maybe you can try and overwhelm a player. Smoke will land on Donut. Jammy will block that avenue. That just opens up the path into CT. Very interesting. There's not a lot in this. A couple of PG-50s. But Big have managed to get a bomb plant and a crazy amount of space.
Yeah, DMS playing this one really safe. Give over the bomb plant, sure, but winning this round feels pretty unlikely for Big. Jenny would need to get this kill and doesn't, goes straight into the MP9, and then the FAMAS can come through. It's over the FAMAS that gets the kill, and now you can just stick the bomb. So, crisis somewhat averted here, but Big probably feeling pretty grateful with the amount of space that they got. Jammy will be covered, and everything's okay.
Yeah, just one kill that comes through. It's an MP9 loss, so actually no big deal at all. Bomb plant is good, at least for Big. Enables a little bit more utility. They have everything they need into this round. Soon as orb present. For a mid pop, I can setting out the flashbangs. The initial dump of util. Jammy is standing right out in the open and she is removed.
Yeah, good crunch in towards middle. Because now you're promoting this again for Big, that you want to fight for every inch of space. Kitsuna now has to recoil out of A main, go and play a more passive setup. But I like this double cave initiative, but it is being held for by Jenny if DMS push. I don't think they will. And if anything, this setup's now very strong for when Big rotate back over towards B.
Smoke on heaven as well. So Averona can take a peek down, but do have Paulie tucked in, and she goes. Solskjaer gets 2. Nia does activate for 1, but with low HP, Ulis finds the trade easy, so it's on to Pullix. That's a good molly. Go in towards Cave. That'll give her space. Kitsuna hasn't fully rotated yet. Pullix, a tap on the bomb, wanting to see if she cuts the rotate. She'll go forward. Spots the player. There was a chance there, but Kitsuna hits the shot. The 1v2 denied DMS. Double Big's round count.
Yeah, but DMS are ridden into this really well. Just because the space was taken in mid and only one player was in towards mid for DMS, there wasn't immediate scaling out of Big, and they also smoked Donut off. That's key info. Because as you smoke Donut off, that normally indicates to a team that you're going to reset and go in towards Cave. And they had that double setup in play. They crunch at the right moment. They smoke off Heaven themselves to get rid of Jenny, and everything is accommodated by this ramp pushing from DMS.
Attempt up B again. It's been difficult trying to get into this site, and Averona isn't going to make it any more easy. Playing off her teammate in towards the cave. She is having a field day. Okay, until Zana's P250 does some damage, that's just going to allow more players to swing out. So it's only 1 casualty. DMS are not really feeling the pressure on B.
The thing is, the whole reason for going for these B pots for the mid play is to set up the A quick execute down the line once you've conditioned it, but it's not been working. And Kitsuna also keeps getting these spawns to always PK main first. Well, after we see the replay, it wouldn't surprise me if she goes back in towards A main, because Big have never challenged into A main. They've always come through Donut. But no, starts towards middle instead. Flashbang's good to force her off the line. And Big are just going to play passive. This is a lot more of what we expected out of Big EQUIPA, just by the way that they've been playing. But in this matchup specifically, they're going for a lot of fast, punchy execs. And whilst it was working on D2, whilst it was working on Train, DMS have got them silenced.
Kitsuna will have her vision blocked. Because being loud in cave, that's keeping 2 players here. It's bait and switch set up, but Zana finds the opener. Sostia jiggling. Removed early. Counter smoke lands and the rotations start to move. Big have a minute to work with. They don't need to commit.
No, that's the key thing. They do not need to commit. And by how heavy you've been going up B, you got rid of Sostia, you know that Averona is still here, you know that Ulis is still here. I like this out of DMS. The double push in towards mid, confirming that it is going to be an execute of some description. Another smoke comes in, the spam. Averona's now been noticed. If you're Averona, you're Ulis, you push Cheetah right now, because you've also got that space out of Jammy, but Jenny punishes. Kitsuna's got an angle, but Zana was holding. Really important.
All the info's here. Sure, Ulis might be unknown next to Averona, but I don't think it matters. All eyes are on Cave. Averona looks to try and find a way to scale out. The HE might have given the opportunity, but can't get past Paulie. Tucked into the corner. Ulis will now try her hand at it, and Pullix up close hits the shot. It's a big keeper. Find that first gun round.
Yeah, that was really meticulous out of Big, and it all came, look at the way they set up that round. It all comes through Zana's AWP. You allow Sosia to make the mistake of peeking long. You allow the same mistake to creep in from Kitsuna. Zana doesn't move. Her entire objective in this round is just to hold. Jenny gets active on the lurk. Hanka can remain in the first stage of cave. No one's pushing me. Careful middle. That's where Jenny slides in. No one's pushing. Careful long. That's why Zana's holding. All by design. And by slowing down, you promote these mistakes.
An insane amount of utility into the lane, so Big note this has been taken. And look at the immediate movement over towards A. The call comes through. 3 incendiaries dropped in lane. Kitsuna is here though. Kitsuna can unravel but misses the chance. Jenny R flies by. Deep nade and Molly keep Kitsuna at bay. Look at the rotations.
Need a
3
smoke on
players.
C2.
They can still throw one down. Hanka's got utility. There comes the smoke. It's deep too. And Panka's in fact found Jammy on the lurk. So it should be a late activation. Bomb being planted. They have full mid control. This is everyone in CT.
Smoke goes in towards A main. Flashbang being set up for Averona for these players to burst out of Temple. And Kitsuna gets rid of Zana. And that allows the MP9 to swing out, but Pullux gets the important kill. Remember, Kitsuna's still in, and Ulis and Averona have already dissipated through that CT smoke. Kitsuna on the angle, still trying to find impact, but it's Hanka with one of her own. Bomb starts ticking. No kits for both of these players. Not the bigger keeper know it yet, but it doesn't matter. They never need to find out. Hanka and Paulie will equalize and bring Big one step closer to tying up the scoreline.
Hanka's mid-round impact is incredible, right? She catches the lurk player and then, yeah, just 2 kills in that post plant. One just spamming at the end there onto Kitsuna, which sets them up to win the round. Could have got dicey there. That retake started to look pretty good. The smoke onto main was locking off Jenny, and then you had Kitsuna swinging out, getting that kill. Pullux falls on site. They've got the control. Smoke just comes a little late onto Donut. That one's the reset. Paulie gets the information. Go away. The bomb's already there. They knew this was coming. 5-2 to 5-5 in a moment.
Yeah, really good recovery here. And the thing that we're saying about these slow defaults, the ability to be malleable here for Big is everything. Because what it does do is it invites DMS to make these mistakes, as we've been saying, with the Zana peaks, for example, with Jenny R's lurks becoming a little bit more important. Well, the next question is why? Why are we saying this? Why is it that these reactions are becoming more important? And it's because you then start to think of the pressure. We then go back to that story that we've been picturing and painting for you ever since the series began. Big have been here before. That duo, Jammy, Averona, powering up in ESL Impact season on season, have never had a task quite like this. You get over the line on Dust2. It's a little bit touch and go. You're looking like you're in dominant steading. And you just about eke it over the line. Train, you feel like you're nearly there, just quite, but not enough. And now you're here on Ancient, you get off to a good start. You feel like you're in control. You feel like you've got this. Big Keeper changed the script. They flip it right on its head. And suddenly you're now even. And now the pressure starts to build. The hands start to become a little bit more sweaty. And now Jammy has to think, what is this call that can get DMS the slight edge here as the half starts to end out?
You're making me get nervous. My heart's beating. I'm feeling the stress. I'm just watching. An A hit.
Really good call.
Sasha is nearby. She has no utility. She dropped all the mid utils, so she can do nothing to disrupt this. Can't even blow the smoke to try and get anything. We'll have some support. Kitsuna, though, again, same position as a flashbang that comes over. There is something, but Sasha is going to be isolated. She has to disengage. Big's util shuts them out. They've got all the space to take the bomb site. Bomb. Baked out. Jammy almost spammed down. A deep smoke. Kitsuna has found one, though. In from Temple. Kitsuna is just taking kills. Bomb's still not down. And they're still nervous. This delay on the plant could cost them. Hanka's getting pestered from deep. And Kitsuna continues to just take free fights. They won't try and scale in towards B. You can see already Averona rotates. What looks so good for Big, a position of power, has been lost. Jammy swings. And Pullux is left alone. First kill's hers, but Averona already on B. Really
well played from DMS, and it's because the amount of spam that they put through that donut smoke. So Big feel uncomfortable in planting that bomb. That allows the rotation time for Kitsuna. And you think the conditioning's so good. The conditioning is so good from Big that they revert back to that immediate game plan. The decision to go A was perfect, but they didn't plant the bomb. And because they didn't plant the bomb, they felt uncomfortable. And because they were trying to hold on to the control, they were still waiting for a mistake to be made, whether it came through from Temple or if it came through from CT. Instead, it came through from Kitsuna. What an important round for Kitsuna. And now you can go back to the aggression. Kitsuna back at A main and not punished by Pullux.
That's a crazy one for her to get away with. And now Sasha is unable to push, but that does mean B is lightly defended. You don't think that orb's going to be alone, so it's a good call to push in. Jenny R in the mid lurk, spots out 2, not anticipating that in red. Can't overcook this. Bomb needs to go down. The wide swing from the orb, that's always going to be risky. 2-on-5. First kill goes the way of Big. Flashbang, no one's going to be there. You've got no block utility. Just this smoke that's just about veiling Kitsuna. Does Hank want to walk this?
Yeah, this is clever.
Yeah, but Kitsuna is anticipating it. Oh, and she just sits back. Hank is punished. Paulie, 1v4, tucked into the cubby, will be hard cleared. And it's a hard pill to swallow. 7-5 DMS winning out the half.
Pretty even here. 7-5. And now Big EQUIPA need to do something they've not been able to achieve all series long. Win both pistols in a map.
Yeah, they've been on the back foot, haven't they? They started out this map with 2 rounds off the trot, but the lion's share of gun rounds go the way of DMS. We know how good their T-side can be. We take a moment as it starts. And that might be good for Big EQUIPA because you know that pressure is certainly on for them. No strangers being in this position. The last 2 times they got to the decider, they did get through. But before that, it was not a good run. A lot of heartbreak. Looking to make their 3rd consecutive LAN. DMS. 2 players that have never stood on that stage. 3, in fact. You and Old Blood. Jammy with the full set of util. 2 players on site. Hanker spots 1, sees the util. Paulie thinks about dropping the smoke in response, holds back. They've got that kit. They want to play the retake.
Good decision. There's so much util now being deployed on site, and in fact, the last of it has just been thrown out. They take all a cave. They make sure that this retake is going to be one-dimensional. Through short, through long. Everyone from big is here.
Smokes will start to fade, so good timing on it for Big. They can start to set up for this, but post-plant positions are strong. You've still got Averona on default. You got Ulitz jiggling. She won't get a gush. In fact, that's Averona getting the kill. Now she's known. Sasha finds hers, and they're playing off each other perfectly. Jenny R can't get a thing done, and Big cannot get the pistol. It is DMS.
Really well worked. The fact that they don't immediately rush the bomb plant. Jammy throws an extra flash to go in towards cave. They take all the space. Everyone's set up. Everyone ready. Okay, then we plant. And you're right. Just the fact that you've actually only got 1 player intrinsically playing on site in Averona. You got 2 in cave. You got 2 in ramp, and they just tag team. It's so effective. It's efficient Counter-Strike from DMS, as it has been the whole way through this series. And Averona wants to make sure that they get undone by any means necessary. She's got 5 kills in the round. She might even make it 6.
I don't think so, but we'll call it an ace. Close enough. Katsuna gets AWP money. And DMS have a 4-round lead as we go into the first gun round of this half. The EQUIPA will have the M4s out. Oops. Nice shots from Averona. She's happy with it. Averona on land. Now that is an exciting prospect.
It can happen. Good double nades just over the top, just to prevent Big if they want to take mid, but very much like that T side, it falls more into a passive nature. No AWP for Zana, so it's Jenny that holds Donut. It's Pullux that's got the FAMAS on A. And 3 players lie in wait to receive what likely will be an execute. But for DMS, they want map control first, back in towards mid.
That nade doesn't quite do as much as you think. They're able to dodge it. Very slow from DMS. Genial will be forced to drop her smoke. Do they want to commit through? Molly goes forward, but doesn't go deep enough to disrupt Jenny R, so they'll have to fall back, and you can see Pullux has pushed forward into A. Oh, I don't know if you want to push any further. A lot of players on the other side. She's punished for it. Rotations will start to come in. You've got Jenny R. She needs to be ready for this Averona push. And she is. But can't quite find the kill. And now feeling the pressure from both sides. Can't decide which way she wants to fight. The push out is desperate from Hanker. Zana will get 1, but the round will be DMS. They're going to hit 10 and double the score count of Big.
I do not know why you push A main there. Yes, you don't have info, but that's the whole point of the setup. Jenny smokes off Donut. You're trying to push DMS in towards an execute. You're not trying to push them in towards a FAMAS on A main. It's that lapse of concentration. It's that small mistake that can compound. Because suddenly DMS have doubled the scoreline of Big EQUIPA. They are 3 steps away from qualifying through to the LAN finals.
This is why I was so worried about the Ancient pick. Like, you can talk about one-dimensionality. It doesn't mean the DMS aren't really good at this map. It is their strongest map. It's been one they've picked into consistently. I'm just really surprised when you had an Ubis available that you don't go there. Especially because you've already, as we've kind of maybe not, but we've kind of felt that you've been caught off already by this Dust2 pick. Vito may come back to haunt Big. Dust2 certainly already is. Overtime could have been theirs.
That's been the most egregious error so far. And I love how slow DMS are right now. They're taking the sting completely out of the game. And this is variance. This is something different that they're bringing to the table. Normally it's fast. Normally it's this fight for middle immediately. Normally it's the fight for cave. No, it's a slow burn. Psychological warfare on the other end of things. And they're going to walk through their own red smoke. No one is watching. No one is keeping accountability for this until Zana makes her move.
What's the timing going to be like, though? Oh, it's not good. Now she's in a really exposed position. Feels like she has nowhere to go except down. And he's still got Ula sitting here. Maybe Hanka can offer up something. She needs the multi. Gets two. The push out from Ulis, though, will catch off Paulie. That's the critical kill. Paulie or Zana needed one kill. Pullux and Jenny are forced to retake. They need the round, but it's an MP9 and an M4 and a smoke down ramp. Sitting behind it, a re-smoke deployed Ulis just crawls through, waiting, crouched at the ready. And when the warp comes, she'll be ready. She'll be there to end it. Jenny will get that one. And finally, his final two with a long plant. Going to be impossible, surely. Flash comes over. Good dodge. Good kill. Can she stick it? No, surely the swing comes. Yeah, she's done for. Jamie will confirm it. 11 on the board. Nothing to offer on this CT side.
You play for OT now. Or not. They're going to force this? This is a big risk. Really, yeah. They got caught off guard there. It felt like there was that comm. Obviously, no one in Donut, but they've crossed. They can be in Red Room. Zana, unfortunately, overwhelmed by the quantity of players. Hanka does her best. But again, everything is so meticulously done by DMS. The fact that Ulis is swinging there deliberately. Kitsuna's now getting aggressive, but it's Hanka finding two. And she is horrible to deal with in that position. Sasha wanted to walk through the smoke to alleviate a little bit of pressure, but Paulie denies. This force buy's paying off.
All right, Big, you got to do it the hard way, and you've managed to find this round. Averona and Jamie still alive. And for them, doing damage here is huge. You know it's a force buy. You know the economy is fragile. You know what Averona can do. She has been a menace this series. Paulie should be able to hold this. Oh, Jamie, what a kill. Around the edge. Oh, my God. Averona's found one as well.
It's okay.
Down to 2 HP. She's low and removed by the spam. Good bomb plant. Can Jamie do more damage? That's the question. Flashbangs, trying to be disruptive. This smoke that she deployed, she's trying to play around it. The spray will get one. So they managed from a 2-on-5 to take down 3 and get a bomb plant. That feels pretty decent.
It feels really good considering where the money is, considering I was even contemplating why you would force into that in the first place. It is because they're at dire straits. So to go from a 5-on-2 to a 2-on-2, yes, you keep the AWP, but it's still going to be really hot under the collar. Nitty-gritty stuff from Big EQUIPA because they are going to have things, but you can see compromises have to be made at the cost of and the compromise of utility. Paulie goes back down to an MP9, and the full buy can keep coming out because they got that bomb plant DMS. Every round is tricky. Can't make any more mistakes, and there's been a lot this series for Big EQUIPA. They cannot make any more in this crunch time.
Again, it's a late mid play.
But the difference is Zana's in deep donut with the AWP.
Smoked
Unfortunately for her, she's been smoked off.
I'll have to reposition. Now they creep and crawl.
They're just going to fade the
In the
smoke.
punch. Oh, Bullocks, you need to be ready for this. You're the only defender over here. Zana's moved into Temple. Looks is holding for this, but won't get the kill. Jenny R at least will find one. Zana steps in. Looking for the frag on the player out main. Can't quite hit the flick shots. And now Paulie swings out. The MP9 can't quite convert it. And they don't want to extend further. Zana knows Sosya is stuck behind Big Box. Sosya doesn't need to move. It's the bomb that does. This could still be a sticking point. Flashbang doesn't hit the mark, and that's the bomb dropped. Zana has found the critical shot she needed, but the bomb goes forward. It's allowed to be scooped up. But they want to go fast. They want to go very fast, and Sosya has found the kill onto Hanka, and Zana gets one, but that's all it's going to be. Averona with a quad kill. Her 20th frag. And that is series and Dallas point for DMS.
You can understand why they want to go quick there. Zana drops the bomb. You know one's in at Big Box. You're hoping that you're not expecting the other rifler behind it. But no, they get the kill. They get the kill at Big Box. Zana will trade, but at that point, the donut players come through. It's a bit disjointed between Temple and CT for Big. I think the flash play is going to do the damage. But it doesn't. 5 kills away, potentially. That's all that separates DMS from Dallas.
And look what you're working with. Pux and Jenny feels like there's been a game plan to try and punish them over in A and mid. GMS were thinking about contesting middle, but they decide not to. Gonna reroute over to B. Hanka's jiggling. Oh, but she's looking both different directions. Why does she have so much responsibility on her shoulders? And now it's just Paulie. She's got all of the responsibility, and an MP9 is all she wields to hold DMS at bay. It's good for that first kill. Reinforcements start to come. Flashbangs go out. Paulie doing damage. Zana gets the frag, and now the overwhelm comes through.
Chill.
Jamie gets one, falls back. Because look at Averona, and look at the space.
They will be here, but will they be here in time? Okay, they've both seen Averona. And Averona also knows that Pullux is going to be close. Jiggling out allows the space for Zana to come around the corner. That's such an important frag. 20 seconds left. They disengage. Pullux is just jiggling, making it so hard for Kitsuna. They're still worried about B.
They're going to facilitate the plant. I don't think this can be denied, no. So Jamie will be allowed to get it down. Pullux goes down, but now Zana slides in. And it's just Kitsuna, AK in hand, and about to be double swung. Oh my god, it's 19 HP in it. That's all it keeps Bigger Keeper in this map.
Oh, they had the wrong read. They thought it was a fake. They thought it was a fake, so they didn't see anything. After Averona dropped, there was 5 seconds, 6 seconds, didn't see anything. Pullux is jump spotting, doesn't see anything towards A main. Timing eludes. Kitsuna swaps from AWP to AK. We've already seen the damage that she can do with the rifle, and nearly ends the hope of Bigger Keeper, but they hang on by a thread on Ancient. And DMS are working with Tech9's. DMS have got rounds to play with. Remember, every round is still a challenge. They're going to pop B. 3 defenders here, one of which is the AWP, which can be punished by Tech9's running at her.
Does have an incendiary too. So you've got everyone you need in play. The 2 M4s and the AWP. The main weaponry is at B. You just need to hold on against the Tech9s. Paulie's done well. Between her and Hanka, they remove the immediate threat. Jamie will finally claw back one, but you still got Zana. Oh, no, you don't. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Can't go like this. The HE is huge, though. Sosya should get walked upon here. Yes, Jenny R will make sure. Oh dear, these rounds come way closer than Bigger Keeper would like.
Think back to Dust2. Think back to map 1, the amount of low buy rounds DMS were making happen. You hold your breath, you clench your fists as Zana falls at long, as both players on site run out of bullets in the M4 and have to swap to the sidearm, and they're hopelessly spraying their USPs. The pitter-patter of bullets isn't enough to overwhelm the Tech-9s. Back to B again. DMS say they're going to change their setup, and they're right. Or not here.
But it will be on its way. It's the same set of util, but not the immediate follow-up. They're going to take Cave instead, walking through their own smoke, hoping to catch off a defender. But you can see for Big, they just completely disengage. They don't want to make the mistake, but Paulie's spam almost reveals her. Now, there's only 3 players with armor here, and they try and overwhelm out long, and that does not work out. Hanker providing the double up.
Oh.
Tammy's Glock finds a kill. Oh no, Ulyss with the Tech-9 swinging wide, and it comes down to the 1v1. Jamie versus Pullix, the battle of the IGLs to potentially lock in a spot. If Jamie can convert it, she's picked up an AWP. And for Pullix, the question is, where has Jamie gone? Oh, she's gonna stick it. She's gonna stick it. And Jamie can't get here in time. Oh my goodness, another incredibly close round.
Yeah, Pullix just exhales a big breath, and I'm not surprised. All of these rounds are so close.
This is so stressful.
Damn close.
I'm losing my mind watching it.
Imagine how it is for everyone in that server, knowing what's on the line, the audacity to pull out the stick at that stage, but it is planted default. Last seen over at long.
How are you still smiling? Oh.
Because the dream is still there.
3 rounds. 3 rounds.
And then you're out. You're out of this economic turmoil.
Sana. Oh, yes, that's the shot she was looking for. Had to be instant. Kitsuna was looking for her.
That was a pixel.
So
Pullix.
fast on it. We don't need this push, but Pullix wins the duel. Disengage, 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 and she will.
It's so stressful. Like, again, you've got the opening pick. Like, come on. There's no need. There is no need to do that, but she does it anyway. 2-player advantage. The net cast wide for Big. Back towards Red Room they go. DMS. And it's Jenny that slides over on the off angle with the FAMAS. Needs to be cleared by DMS and is. Timing not there. Smoke dropped. Zana holds the line. Can she do it again? Flashbang over the top. Doesn't affect her. Missed shot, a reposition. But it's Averona that scales and drops the incendiary. Makes things uncomfortable, but Zana takes one to the grave with her. Advantage still with Big.
Ken needed that kill. Pullix is going to come out. She's all alone, but she gets the information. She has that support. Paulie is on her way.
They know it's CT. You know it's CT, you know it's Temple. How late does Hanker play?
She can't be the one that goes first, because you can't give DMS the way out of this round. No one's in donut. It's a double up. Okay, Paulie and Hanker combine. Double digits secured for Big EQUIPA. They're pulling this together round by excruciating round.
Take a pause, DMS. You have not taken a tactical timeout in I don't know how long. We've seen the scoreboard pop up at the end of halves, at the end of maps. I know your coach is there. I know you've got one. You need 30 seconds. You need a breather. Momentum is not with you. And you keep playing. Because you know you're so close. That's the thing. You're so close each and every time. It comes down to a 2vx, a 1vx. And it's back to B. It's an instant extinguish on this utility. The nade doesn't land as deep as Jamie would have hoped for. But it's the Tech-9s ready to converge, ready to swarm.
You need a hold against this half bite. And it's that same trio. Pullix is pushed again. Unrelenting on this. They have all the information.
You need to get Jenny over. Yeah, so Pullix is going to push elbow, confirm this, and say to Jenny, look, there is a timing in donut, but we can't afford that right now. Go and look at B.
Yeah. Pullix, you cannot push this up.
She won't.
She needs to sit. She needs to sit because she can't give over this kill.
Oh, they can kill her and go away.
Okay, she's found the double up. She's found the double up and the molly separates. Jenny R gets information that there's no further scaling. An incredibly risky play, but it looks like it's paid off. Oh no, but Hanka gets overwhelmed. Sasha hits the Tech 9 shot, but Paulie and Zana don't miss theirs. And Ulis, low from the early engagement, is now spotted in towards Cave. The bomb is on the site. She's just playing with this AWP. The crossfire should be unbreakable. Bigger Keeper have dug deep. From 7-12. From 6-12, I think, in fact. 6-11, 7-12. And now, the final round of regulation. Bigger Keeper looking to force OT.
We've been here before. Map 1. An even greater deficit. And yet one in which DMS was able to get something out of nothing. And in this round, they've got everything. They've got the AWP on Kitsuna. They've got the AKs. And it's not going to be a fast play. Instead, it's going to be a peek in A main, and Kitsuna unscopes and holds for Pullux. Zana is still on the angle. Pullux will swing straight into her. Zana's now feeling under pressure. Feels like she needs to get something.
How many times can you go for that peek? It's just going to get punished. An opener for DMS. Jenny R now slides in with her rifle. Zana runs away. Jenny needs to find something here. If she goes down, it feels like all chances fall with her. She's getting pressured. They're coming at her. What can Jenny come up with? Two players converging on her. She gets one. And now it's Sana feeling the pressure. A pins onto the A-bomb side. The AWP is in position. Paulie by her side, but a disengage. And now Paulie is the one that's going to feel the pressure from every side. Jamie comes up and over. And it's on to Zana and Hanka. Just Zana. And it's only her against the world. She's desperately swinging, but it's for the fences. DMS. It takes every round of regulation, but against all odds, the underdogs are going to Dallas.
New dreams made for Jamie, for Averona, for Ulis. They have done it.